Hey everybody, welcome. Hopefully you can hear me. $11 viewers already. Welcome to Panda stream number 2. This is kind of to celebrate the beta releasing on Discord. Show off the updated feet with 5:1 gear reduction and a couple things like that. Just answer questions, some build tips, you know, that kind of thing for people who are starting to build the beta so that I can get some feedback on this guy. I can get a print going here as well. Morning, Oliver, welcome. Adrian, welcome. Hopefully everyone's having a good weekend. I think this will only be an hour stream because I have LAN party today, so we'll keep it short. Welcome, welcome. So in this stream, we are running 5:1 gear reduction on Panda. So no more gantry drop. That has been fixed with new feet. And I'm running clicky. And haircut. And haircut, yep. Everything's different. I've dialed in the slicer on this computer a bit more, so there shouldn't be any stringing and stuff like that. I also sped the print up a little bit too, so. Yeah, ask questions. After the print, I can show off some of the feet. And then, yeah, hopefully in the next couple weeks, people will start building the beta so that I can get some feedback. This does not have Auto Z. I don't have a ZN stop. I'm just using Clicky for Pro BenZ, so there's no way to do Auto Z on this, but you could definitely have an end stop. I don't change nozzles enough to really set up Auto Z. I am running camp on this, so clipper, automatic bed mesh and purging. So it'll do a small bed mesh for just where my part is. And then I'm going to be starting to collect parts for a second Panda, so I can build one with Dragon Burner and some kind of other secret stuff that I'm going to put into it. I think there is enough room in the back of the bed though if you wanted to run a ZN stop to do auto Z offset if you want. So right now it's doing a mesh, which hopefully works because sometimes this clicky probe fails with its 3 tries. It's not the most reliable thing ever, so I'm getting a couple different probes. I found a cheap beacon probe that I want to try out, so I have an open source version of beacon that's going to maybe go on this printer or it's going to go on my second one. And I should mention the bed on this is moved back much farther so that I get the full 250 print area. So there's a little bit less room in the back, but there's still room for a clicky dock and there's still room for nozzle wiping and stuff like that. So I don't think there'll be really any issues with that. So you can see the purge line there at the front of the part because I'm using camp. So it's nice having camp because I don't have to have skirts, like 5 skirts to get the nozzle primed. It's nice to have camp just do a purge and prime the nozzle and then just start printing. Oh, does Big Tree Tech have an eddy probe as well? I didn't know about that one. I had no clue about Big Tree Tech having one. I ordered the cartographer probe. It's got built-in input shaper as well, so I'm very excited to try that out. Cartographer 3D, if you Google them, I ordered one of those. It's a cheaper version of Beacon. It's supposed to be like the open source version of Beacon. So a logo purge for camp, that would be cool. I know there's a Voron logo purge, but I'm just running the default purge. But yeah, I'm very happy with the new Z so far. It's working pretty well. I think it rattles my back panels a little bit because they're not, I don't have the center section glued up yet. And then I do have some early panels that Canrog made on the bottom already, which cleans the printer up. I do have all the parts for the heated bed, but I didn't have time to bolt on the power supply and SSR and ground it and all sorts before the live stream, so. Yeah, I definitely should ask Big Tree Tech. I actually want to kind of see this now. Big Tree Tech. I wonder what they're even calling it. I've definitely never heard about it before, so. More probes. I'll be very, very excited with having more probe options. Considering this is my first scratch build CoreXY machine, I'd like to have AutoZ and E3D Revo. Any considerations for an inbuilt enclosure? I'm not sure you mean about inbuilt enclosure. This will support acrylic panels if you want. So there will be DXF files for acrylic, or you can 3D print panels. Awesome, thanks. I'll check that out in general, 3D printing. Yeah, I don't know. Clicky's nice, but the whole docking and undocking and all that kind of stuff, I just don't like it. I'd rather have a probe that's always on the tool head, and Beacon, cartographer probe, and those type of probes are much nicer. I really did like using this BD sensor probe because it was always on the tool head. It just saves time, right? But Clicky's working totally fine, and I wanted to make sure that there was enough room in the back for a Clicky dock and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so there's fully 3D printed panels, and then I'll have DXF files for acrylic panels as well. Hey Mitsubishi, welcome. I don't think there's any parts on here that need supports. With the exception, I think there's like one part on the motor pod that needs supports. Otherwise, that's it. All of the Z parts are printed flat with no supports, so it's a very easy printer to print. Yeah, it was time for a haircut, that's for sure. But now it's so cold out, I should have kept the longer hair. It would have kept myself more warm. And then I did order some different brands of belts. The belts I have on here, I think they're too wide and they're messing up. They're making some scratching noises. It's not a ticky noise, like it's out of alignment. It's more of like a scratching sound because I think this belt is a little bit too fat. It's just a cheapo Amazon belt. So I ordered some genuine Gates belts, and I also ordered some pouch belts because I want to try and compare the differences. The new gearing's perfect as far as I can tell. I mean, in all honesty, the 3-to-1 after live stream and I was printing regularly, it didn't drop. 3-to-1 was almost enough to hold it up, so 5-to-1 is completely fine. There's no problems whatsoever. My wife actually prefers my hair longer, but freezing England, welcome. Yeah, it's very cold here, probably colder than it is in England, I would think. It's like minus 30 Celsius here. It's very cold. Yeah, all 4 motors are independent so that it can quad gantry level. So 5-to-1 gear reduction, fully independent. So you do need to use a Manta M8P or a Monster 8 board for this, something with enough drivers to run independent Z. And then on this version, I'm running a Voron carbon tube for X, just to keep the gantry lightweight. On my second one, I think I'm just going to use a floating MGN12. I've got some cool ideas on the gantry for it. Yeah, or 2 SKR Minis, 2 Big Tree Tech Picos would be a great buy. I think you guys in the States get Big Tree Tech Picos for like $18, so like $36 US for 2 of those. Oh, minus 20 there. Yeah, that's pretty chilly. Yeah, minus 30. This is in Alberta, Canada. It was minus 40 at night, Celsius. We've had 3 or 4 days that have been really cold, like minus 40, minus 45, even colder with the wind chill. This is our really cold snap that we usually get for like a week or so. And then a month and a half from now, it'll be springtime. But it's definitely frigid here, that's for sure. A bit too cold for my liking. Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely some people getting cold weather for sure. I think the tow truck wait time yesterday was 120 hours for people to get a tow, and then like over 40 hours for a boost. So a lot of like gas vehicles and stuff were dying and weren't starting, and there's cars abandoned on the side of the road and stuff like that. So I tweaked the profile on this printer, or on this computer better, so retraction's better on this now. I've sped it up, so this is a 20-minute benchy, so as the slicer says. So it's definitely printing a little bit faster. Yeah, I definitely don't need it on the granite. I don't have any space for the granite to go, really. I do have to move this, though, for my LAN party that's coming up in an hour or so. Yeah, my input shaper graphs are not great. Yeah, I mean, my X graph is pretty good. My Y graph, or is it the other way? I totally forget. One of my graphs is not great, but my graphs probably aren't a great example just because the motor carriage on the back here is not super rigid. But it's still like 20K Excel on both axes or something like that. XY motors be turned on 80 so the wires don't show, or is there no room? Oh, I see what you're saying. If you made like a modification to the rear panels, they would probably, but they would hit the back panel. So yeah, the motor connectors would show, although now that I'm seeing this, the motors, I should have oriented them 90 degrees so the connectors are facing inwards. I don't know why they're going that way, but you just can't revert them all the way around and have the connectors coming out the back because they will hit the panels. I was going to run breakneck on Trident, but now I'm reconsidering. I don't know. I would still try it, Mitsubishi. I'd be curious to see your graphs, especially with the newer 0.2 CAD. and parts because I'm running the old archetype, and I think they've beefed up a lot of parts, but I've heard that the belt clips are breaking when they're touching the gantry and stuff. I don't like the new belt clips on the 0.2 breakneck, so my second Panda is going to have Dragon Burner, so I would assume most people are not going to build the CPAP version. I assume most people are going to build the Dragon Burner version, just with normal 4010s. The old version's belt clips are failing. Really? The new version only has one hole for the screw to go in. This version has 3. This one is much more robust. The new version just has one, like, I have it still printed out. I don't like it at all, but I don't know. It's obviously the archetype is still not final, right? So, and I'm printing like the oldest version of it, so yeah, the new version of the clips is not as strong by any means. So I'm running the old clips and all the old parts. I will have to update my bamboo mount for the newer, but I'm actually starting to use the AliExpress bamboo hot ends because they actually have 2 screws that go in the front, not 2 screws in the side. It's much better. So I got to remake the mount anyways. But if most people are going to build this, I recommend just do Dragon Burner with whatever hot end you have on that for now. Because my Dragon or my bamboo hot end mount is definitely experimental. Yep, it's I want to, let's say, for Panda Mini, I want to use the same belt spacing and I want to update everything, so hopefully, fingers crossed. Now that the feet are shorter, these will fit on Panda Mini. So these, I'm going to be using the exact same feet on Panda Mini. So we'll see how everything lines up. I don't know if I'm going to have enough space. I don't know. But I'm going to carry over the exact feet right over to Panda Mini. Is the idea anyways. But I'm thinking about Panda Mini using carbon fiber plates for the gantry, or even like FR4. Like you could order some FR4 plates from PCBWay or something like that as a high performance option, just to make the gantry much more rigid and go even faster, right? So I'm still thinking about trying different things. I do want to make the tool head better on Panda Mini for sure though. Whether it's my own tool head or it supports Dragon Burner or something like this, I don't know yet. I would like it to be very similar to this, just like a little tiny brother of it, but use like the gantry and all that kind of stuff. So 3mm is generally what I use. I don't know if Boron uses any other size. I think it's 3mm, but 3mm is usually the acrylic thickness. Yeah, that's what I'm starting to use, Oliver, is the AliExpress bamboo clone that has like the Creality style mount. Yeah. 6mm panels would be definitely very, very better for probably vibrations and stuff like that for sure. Okay, yeah, so stock Voron's 3mm. My panels though, unlike the Voron, it's not going to use 3D printed clips. I want to have it bolt right to the extrusion. Less parts, less printed parts I should say, and just a cleaner look. They're the same size and all that kind of stuff. The genuine bamboo hot end mounting is garbage for DIY printers. The genuine bamboo one sucks, but I am using bamboo hot ends going forward. It's just I'm using the AliExpress version. if you still want to use the old style mount, you can still use Dragon Burner and all that kind of stuff, but there's a version on AliExpress of the bamboo hot end that has just 2 bolts in the front, which is way better. But a lot of tool heads still support the normal bamboo hot end style, and that's what I'm including with Panda. So you can still use, if you order genuine bamboo hot ends or bamboo hot ends that still have those side bolts, you can still use those. But the bamboo hot ends with the 2 holes in the front, they mount way more rigidly. And I have a lot of ideas on how to mount it really nicely. 6mm MDF panels, yeah, I guess that's what people are recommending now, is wooden panels like MDF panels and stuff. Yeah, flying gantry for Panda. It works better with V-wheels, flying gantry. So there's options for both bamboo hot ends. So, and like I say, I think most people are just going to run Dragon Burner. I don't think you're going to run CPAP. It's much cheaper to do the Dragon Burner version of this printer. CPAP adds, $50, $60 to the bill of materials. What's this one at here? So we're at 20 minutes so far. Probably be like a 24-minute benchy or 23-minute benchy or something, actual time. Oh yeah, $100 per side is a bit too expensive. Yeah, I think I could probably share my screen. Let me just see if I can find it. Oh no, I don't want this. The default bamboo mount is not great for DIY printers that have printed plastic mounts. That's why I'm changing it over to the other style. So I've ordered, I don't even know what it's called, Bamboo CR. AliExpress search, of course, is like terrible. I posted it in the Panda Mini channel if you want to check it out. I can't find it on for whatever reason. It's on the Panda Mini channel. It's basically just exactly how a Creality hot end mounts, with 2 bolts going through the front instead of like little tiny bolts at the very top going in the side, because then the hot end can like swing back and forth and it's not mounted rigidly. Yeah, CPAP is very loud if you're going to be going high speed. It's more expensive, but it is a cleaner setup, less wiring. Yeah, I don't have it on this printer. I only have it on my other. I'll post it in Discord right now though. There you go. I just put it on Discord and Panda Mini channel, so check that out. I don't even think I have Discord on this. I should have Discord on this computer. This is my streaming computer, which I don't use for everything, so. Will you make a mount for it with Panda Mini? Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with Panda Mini as far as toolhead, but it will support the bamboo hot end, and I would like to go to the Voron style belt path so that you could run Dragon Burner possibly. I don't know yet. We'll see how much space I can kind of figure out in Panda Mini, because I don't want to change the frame size with Panda Mini. And we're at 3 total. And this is like relatively quiet because we're only running like 25% cooling or something like that. Yeah, 25% cooling. Once you get above 30% cooling, it's pretty loud. Yeah, I think, because obviously Panda Mini has to support probes if it's going to be flying gantry. So I've got a lot of things that I want to really fix, and I want to make the gantry much more compact on Panda Mini and make it smaller so that I get more room so you can have probes and different tool heads, hopefully. Or like the latest reversion Chirpy's working on. Is there another revision of Dragon Burner? Like, is it totally different? Yeah, I really think there's definitely more Y. I'm going to try to go to IGES bearings on Panda Mini again, like smaller IGES bearings. I want to see if I can really get like 15 more millimeters of Y travel. I think it's easier to build. There's less printed parts. And maybe it's not as finicky. I don't know. I have never built a 2.4 Voron before, so I can't really compare, but I built Tridents and stuff, and you know, it depends on what you've built before, I guess. But honestly, it's not that difficult to assemble. You're scaling up your Panda Mini for a 180 bed. Oh, okay. Well, that Chirpy is working on, you can find it on the VD Discord. Okay, cool. I think only for folks with serials, though. Oh, okay. I see. So it's like, is it like a custom aesthetic Dragon Burner toolhead or something? Yeah, the V0 is still the worst. I don't know. I'll probably never do another V0 build. Just my personal preference. It's very finicky to assemble. So the print time for this benchy, this is a pretty lazy benchy too, was 21 minutes. 21 minutes and 50 seconds for this. So let's just say 22-minute benchy. Okay, so another thing I hate is 2510 hot end fans. So far, not a fan. I do have to dry the Delta one. I'm running a GDS time on here, and it's really screechy. Like, it's very high pitched. 2510s suck. I just don't like it. Elaborate a bit on the belt solution. Which belt solution do you mean? Are you meaning the belts for the Z? Like the 4 belts? Which they basically hold the gantry up? Yeah, okay. So this does use independent Z motors on the bottom in the feet, which hold up the X and Y gantry. And this printer can level itself with those 4 independent belts. Get my purge line off of there. So I can run a homing so you can kind of see. So I'll do a home and then I'll do a quad gantry level so you can see a bit better. Because I'm using V-wheels, there's not really any chance that it's going to bind. Because the wheels like to rotate really easily, so the gantry can really rotate very freely. Yeah, 2510s. I haven't tried the 5-volt Delta, that archetype. The Armchair Engineering Discord recommends a Delta version. I'm running the GDS Time one, which is supposedly not recommended because it doesn't flow enough. But for your PLA, it's fine. Okay, so then if I do a quad gantry, you can see it's going to basically go to each corner, and it's going to measure the distance, and it's going to completely level the gantry out. It's going to be basically already level right now, but I changed the Z to belted and belt mounting. Oh, okay. So you went belted Z on yours. Okay. That's really cool. The Delta one's still out. Okay. I didn't know if because it was 5 volts, it would be quieter, but DigiKey does sell a version of the 5-volt Delta that I was going to try, but I haven't ordered it. That's why I'm going to build another Panda. I'm going to use Dragon Burner so I can run a 3010. I don't even think I've tried out version 8 of the Dragon Burner. I think version 7 is on Cappy. I don't think I used the version 8 yet, so we'll have to see how well that works out. So I have started collecting parts for a second Panda build. I'm going to go acrylic panels on that build, Dragon Burner, and then some other goodies that I'm not going to say just yet. I have some cool ideas for my second build. Yep. It's Benchy rules. So let's see if I can share this for you guys. Orca. So here are my settings for the Benchy. It is all Benchy speed rules. So 0.25 layer height. I am going 0.5 line width for most everything except top surface. For strength, I'm doing 2 walls. I am doing 4 top actually, which I don't need. I could save some time with that. So 3 top, 3 bottom, 10% infill. For speeds, I'm doing 50 millimeters a second for first layer, 200 for infill, and then outer 120, 250 for infill, 250 for sparse, 250 for internal, 125 for top. And then these are my XLs, very similar to what Bamboo is running, 10K XL, 15K on inner XL, 2K first layer, 10K travel, 350 millimeters a second for travel. So that's my settings for the Benchy. Very pretty straightforward settings. I'm not going crazy with it. Yeah, laser cutting some MDF panels would be cool too. I actually didn't know about that. I already ordered some special stuff. I'm not gonna spoil anything, so. But maybe I'll have to mod this one with MDF panels. I don't know, can I get 3mm MDF locally, Mitsubishi, like in Alberta? Who has 3mm MDF, or do I have to online order it, I guess? Anyone working on a conveyor belt bed? Oh no. I'm not a fan of conveyor belt printers, but someone could make a conveyor belt mod, I'm sure. Is there actually a conveyor belt mod for 2.4? That's funny. Plywood would you use? I'm just curious if anyone has looked at Adapt and Panda. Carbon yes. Oh, okay. There is some at Home Depot. Okay. Yeah, I could laser cut that with my Sculpt One laser in the garage. Once it warms up, I'm not going in there now. It's not crazy cold. It's only like -10 in my garage, but still. In another month or so, I want to start cutting some panels. Aesthetically, though, I have some cool stuff for my second build. Any diode laser can cut MDF. So get yourself a decent diode laser, like 10-20 watts, and you should be able to cut 3mm MDF really easily. Diode lasers are crazy cheap. Although I'm not sure MDF, you might have to try to find some special MDF for like the fumes, because I think MDF has glue and stuff and like resin in it. So I don't know, you might want to double check MDF and cutting it, laser cutting it, because there might be toxic fumes with that. So do you have a diode laser as well, Mitsubishi, or just a CO2 one? Yeah, for a 20-minute benchy, this printed very, very well. Like, I mean, this is already the speed. I'm completely happy with that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's why I agreed to get my Sculpt Fun laser, because it's like 600 by 600 millimeters, and it's a pretty powerful diode, so I can cut quite a bit of different stuff. Um, I think I'm getting another laser this week, though. I don't know. The company reached out to me. They wanted to send me an enclosed laser, like it's still a diode laser, but it's enclosed, and I said yes. I think it's a CoreXY one. But they never sent me a tracking number, and I just got a text message from FedEx saying that a package is on the way. So I think this Thursday I'm getting another diode laser, but I have no idea. Maybe it's a diode laser. I'm also reviewing a new what's that brand? Something Tree? What's not Big Tree Tech? What's there's another 3D printer brand. They're sending me a Clipper CoreXY printer. Two Trees. Two Trees is sending me their Clipper. I think it's Two Trees, right? It has Clipper. Yeah, the Two Trees SK1. I think that's what they're sending me. So I hope to do a review on this. I'm pretty sure it's this one. I gotta check my emails now. I don't remember what they're sending me. Yeah, Two Trees SK1. I'm apparently getting an SK1 3D printer, so I'll show you guys what this looks like. I can't see chat, so I have to bring it up on my phone. But I'm getting one of these for review. It's got Clipper on it. I definitely want to try it. It looks pretty neat. Let's see if I can see chat here on my phone. So I really need to get a second monitor that I can view chat. Yeah, Two Trees. So this is the SK1. So I want to try it out. It's very CoreXY X1 looking, but it's got the screen in a different spot and things like that. So. Okay. So yeah, I wonder if I can find some MDF. Yeah, their print speed of 700 millimeters a second, there's no way. But I'm very curious. It's the exact same size as bamboo, so 256 by 256 by 256. It does 3-point Z tilt, I guess, so like a trident. Linear rails. 16-minute benchy. Well, we'll see what that looks like. But it runs Clipper, and I don't think it's too expensive. Yeah, so apparently I'm getting one of these for review. Start sending your printers for help. Just post some videos, Mitsubishi. You will get offers, man. I don't reach out to anybody. And I turn down printers like a lot of bed slingers and stuff like that I don't care about. But if it runs Clipper out of the box, I'm pretty interested in its CoreXY. Or even if I could get, Clipper bed slingers, I will accept those. And then yeah, I've got a laser. I think it's a CoreXY enclosed laser. And enclosed lasers I'm much more interested in. I haven't looked into that multi-filament thing at all. Formbot Marathon. Oh yeah, I was just looking at the other day. The Marathon. I seen that when I was looking at Voron 2.4 kits in Canada, the pricing. I seen the Marathon, like an IDX printer out of the box or something like that. Let's switch this back here. chat. Let's close this. But I didn't really plan on doing like a crazy long live stream today because I do have my LAN party. Probably be streaming for like another 20 minutes. I wanted to just kind of show off the updated version of Panda with the new feet 5:1. I wanted to show Clicky working. There's room in the back for Clicky. I have a dock on the files on my Discord. When you're assembling the printer, you want to make sure that you assemble the back motor section first. Attach your 2020s. You need to attach the wheels first to these front printed parts, and then you slide the part up into the 2020. That's the only way to assemble this. I guess I have it up on my screen now. Yeah, I should do a bigger LAN, but then it wouldn't be a LAN if it's online. Oh, is that what FormBot's doing? So I thought I tried to search FormBot on AliExpress and I couldn't find any FormBot stuff. Is that why they're rebranding to Vivendo or something? Maybe somebody bought them or something. Working on doors, do you want to go full size Panda logo on them? I don't know if, yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I don't know if I would put any logos on the doors. There's already going to be logos on the feet. Like these squares here are going to have a plate that you can put in from behind. They'll have Panda logo on them. There are Panda logos on the top of the motor mounts. And then people are, if they're using printed panels, there'll be acrylic picture frame windows in the front, right? So there might not be a ton of room for Panda logos, but try two different types. Yeah, the Panda Mini is going to take a bit. I'm taking my time. I'll start working and tinkering with Mini right now because the beta is out. So while I'm waiting for feedback on this, I will start tinkering with Panda Mini now. But I have no clue when the new bomb or MK1. I'm trying to keep the bill of materials the same, other than obvious stuff like the Z and stuff like that. But that's pretty big, Roger. 1200 millimeters is too big for CoreXY. You're gonna want to look at something else for that size. Something a different motion system for that. That's going to be really long belts for 1200 millimeters. Just provide feedback on Discord. You can DM me, that type of thing. Just directly on Discord is the best way to do it. I'd hope so. Hopefully I can launch MK1. I honestly don't see a bunch of changes. I already did the biggest one, which is change the feet to 5:1. Like the printer already, all the parts they print really easily. I'm just kind of curious what the community says when they start building. So I don't know what suggestions will come, but I really don't see a whole lot changing. Yeah, that would work for sure. You could definitely attach some magnets on the front so when the motor spins, it spins all sorts of stuff in the front. That'd be cool. So you want to get the STLs and CAD on my Discord. It's pinned on the Panda channel on my Discord. I don't use GitHub for 3D printer projects anymore. Are the stronger belts so size printers can use, or maybe. Yeah, I don't really know. You just run into stretching and vibration and all sorts of stuff at that size printer with like really long belts. CoreXY, like after you get above 350 build area on a CoreXY, you should start thinking about like a cross gantry or just going like a slower Cartesian setup or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, beta, step file, and CAD are all on Discord, so check that out. Yeah, I know. I would just go Cartesian. Yeah, because your belts are just going to get really, really large, right? Because basically you're doubling up the size of the belt on Core XY. Cartesian has its purpose, um, or cross gantry. The belts are a little bit better, but still. Um, if you went crazy large, like 1,000 by 1,000, I would even look at some cheap ball screws or something like that too. But yeah, I think you could fit. I definitely think you could fit the electronics. It's a pretty decent large footprint underneath. Um, yeah, there's quite a bit of room under Panda for sure. For Panda Mini, I'm probably gonna have to move the power supply to the back. Maybe it'll fit. I don't know with these new Z motors. On Panda Mini, it might slide into the middle. I'm not too sure. Yeah, just remember Onshape is only for viewable. Don't export parts from Onshape. It's strictly to give people a manual and be able to see how things go together and stuff. It's only for viewing. I do want to do a ball screw printer. I really do want to do a ball screw printer. I maybe at the end of this year. I don't know. It's very hard to say. Awesome, you found the files. Perfect. Can you expect them to go extinct? Which printers are you talking about? Oh, the power plug on the Mini. The only thing I didn't like was the switch. On the inside, so you blindly have to feel the plug. On Panda Mini, the switch is on the outside on the back. I've never, yeah, I'd be curious to see what people, yeah, what is the good DIY CNC? When I move to and I have a shop, I'd like to get one so I could CNC carbon fiber and stuff like that. Mm, deltas are hard to make rigid. Ask Mitsubishi. A large delta would be hard to make rigid, I think. Oh, for pandas getting extinct, I get it. Oh, I see. The plug's not like on the top; it's below the actual cord. Yeah, I see what you're saying now. So the switch is above. Well, now that you said that, I'm going to make sure that it's on the bottom on all my printers. Yeah, ask FL Sun and see. I'm assuming they're at the limit of size wise. For height, deltas make a lot of sense, but for like huge wide printers, I don't know if delta makes a lot of sense. And even on height, right, you have that really long, tall beam that's just going to wobble and create vibration without bracing or having thick extrusion. Hey, welcome. Yep, the beta is on my Discord. Go check out the files. CAD's on there and STL files are on Discord. Okay, so a tip for CPAP You want to run the CPAP trigger wire to RGB port. If you try to run CPAP off of the fan port, you won't have a great amount of resolution on the fan. So the fan won't start spinning up until like 25-30%. But if you run it off the RGB PWM, you'll get much more granular control. So hook your CPAP up to RGB. Oh well, the switch on the edge is much nicer because then you don't have to reach all the way around to the back. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Printing the STL is going to give this one a shot. Thanks for effort. Yeah, you're welcome. Enjoy. Have fun. And yeah, put all the feedback onto the Discord. So the CPAP is powered directly from your power supply, directly from 24 volts. So your CPAP controller gets powered by 24 volts, and then the signal wire for PWM goes to RGB port. Why would I want to build Panda versus Voron? It depends where you live. For me, this is much cheaper than a Voron. Depends on the country you live in. If you live in the US, where you get stuff pretty much for free, that's how cheap stuff is, then you might want to just build a Voron 2.4. But I still think this is easier, and it's easier to self-source. Yeah, it depends on what you're running for a power supply. I'm running it right off of my 24 volt Morrison. I'm not running a heated bed yet either, though, so just note that. Yeah, it's 70 watts, I think. Have you experimented with load sensors in printers yet? Yes. I tried load sensors. There's only one brand you could find, and they don't work that well. My board wouldn't work. It was triggering accidentally and all sorts of stuff like that. I tried. Currently, new switches. Imagine looking at the Panda from the front. So I plug in, so you reach around, flip the switch, and hit it where the cord goes into the switch instead. Flip the switch. Yeah, I kind of know what you're saying about where the actual switch is in its orientation. So, would your bed AC the right? Yeah, my bed's going to be AC at 60% power. Yeah, that's true. So my bed is not going to take any from my power supply. So a 200 watt power supply should be fine for CPAP and running all the motors. Yeah, because my bed is AC. So 700 euros. Yeah, I'd be curious to see how much this printer is in euros. It's definitely going to be cheaper in euros, and especially cheaper if you can reuse stuff. But if you have a source to get Voron printer for that cheap, for 700 euros, maybe it makes sense to do Voron instead. But it really depends on what you have laying around, what route you want to go. Yeah, they don't sell the load sensors though, so it's very hard for people to use those. They don't directly sell them on their store. CPAP for me was about 90 bucks Canadian. It's not crazy expensive. It's more expensive than 4010s for sure. But it's about 80, I think it's like $80, something like that for my CPAP. I ordered it like a year ago though for another printer and I never ended up using it, so that I had it lying around. Yeah. And then, yeah, I just ordered a tube off of Amazon. This is not a flexible one. I got to order another one, so I'm trying to find a brand in Canada that is flexible. I think I found the one Armchair recommends. I did find the same brand on Amazon Canada, so yes, I'm in Alberta, Canada. Yeah, some things are cheaper on Amazon, some things are cheaper on Ali. Most stuff is cheaper on Ali though. I'm in Edmonton. Where it is very cold right now. I think it might have warmed up a little bit. Yeah, it's minus 28 right now, so it's pretty warm. It actually did get warmer than it was supposed to, so it's still super cold though. Okay, Ontario, yeah. Probably not as cold as Ontario as it is right now in Alberta, but yeah, just make sure you're running a good CPAP tube that's flexible, like this one here. This is the one that VZBot recommends. It's too small, but this is super flexible. This is so much better than this one that I have. This one's like not flexible at all. So get yourself a good CPAP that is flexible and can bend and is not rigid. The one I ordered off of Amazon for the correct diameter, this one's too rigid, so I got to order another one. But they're cheap. They're like 20 bucks. Okay, so minus 40 in Ottawa sometimes too, eh? Yeah, it was like minus 40 last night or colder. It's definitely chilly. Yeah, minus 41 tonight. This is our coldest time of the year, so. 21C. A little too warm. It's getting a little too warm for me. Maybe like 18, 19 would be nice. 15, that'd be kind of nice. But 21, I guess, is not too bad. Once it starts getting to 25, though, like I'm out. Well, you don't want it rigid. You want the CPAP really, really loose. Otherwise, yeah, it'll be way too. It's just annoying to route and stuff like that. Yeah, I'll have much more people coming to my house and we'll be warm in my basement, just playing video games. Definitely this month and next month is the time to just stay inside. But yeah, it's kind of wrapping up here to be around an hour. Um, I would be very interested if someone's going to build this with Dragon Burner. That's going to be my next build, and I think what most people are going to build. And then I know Canrog is using a different bed. Um, Canrog is using, I forget what bed you're running, Canrog. Um, there's going to be a lot of different bed options and things like that for this printer. So this is more friendly for self-sourcing, in my opinion. It doesn't use like specific parts. They're all very generic. Yes. Lugging around CRTs would not have been fun LAN party time. Yeah, cable chain I'm going to be very curious about. There's like no room in the back for a chain. However, like you could constrain the motor wires to the back so that I think they could just free flow, like the two motor wires free flow up and down as you print. I don't think they'll get into the way much. Um, so cable chains probably not super necessary, but I'm curious to see what people come up with. A printed zip chain might work. Yeah, running your printer or computer will definitely warm a room up pretty good. Right, you're running a Viper bed. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, hoping for feedback for the STLs and things like that, certainly. Oh, all four of your printers are down. That's not good. Hey, Dave, welcome. Just wrapping up the stream, unfortunately, but welcome. Be chatting for a couple more minutes at least. Thanks for joining, Mitsubishi. Oh no. SMD soldering is not fun. I don't really know if you could do printed 2020 connectors. Try it. Um, these connectors do a lot of work. They need to be very robust to actually work. I really don't know if a printed angle connector would work. The cheaper way would be to just 3D print out a jig to do blind joints. That would be the cheapest. Hopefully some people will build a blind joint version of this. That definitely is possible pretty easily. So that's another thing too, is you can build this printer in a lot of different ways without changing any parts really. So blind joints would be good. You'll save some money on the corner brackets, certainly. Hey Joseph, thanks. Yeah, it's starting to clean up pretty well. I'm gonna print out some of these panels in white. I think will look better. And then I still got to get the side panels and stuff on. But I think Canrog's pretty much got the panels done. So I'll probably print out some white side panels before I do my YouTube video on this. I think I'm gonna wait to do my YouTube video when I have both pandas. I had Dragon Burner version and also the Archetype CPAP version. But yeah, it's a hard choice for people who live in the States on if they would want to build this over a 2.4. It's just another option for people. This has CPAP capability out of the box, right? Like the DFX files will have a hole for CPAP already. And then you can just 3D print a plate out to cover that if you're not running CPAP. Um, so blind joints, you would actually just tap the ends. Get a cheap M5 tap. You tap the end, and then your bolt goes through the extrusion kind of profile and into the ends of the actual extrusions itself. So that's the cleanest and cheapest route. There's a lot of processing you have to do yourself, though. So tapping the end and drilling a hole. But the hole just has to be 10 millimeters down. Just drill that. It has to just be close, and then you slide your bolt head in the extrusion, and then it all secures it together. So blind joints is probably the cheapest route for frames. I definitely never got into resin printing. Way too much post processing and smell and stuff like that. But great for minis, I'm sure. But yeah, that's probably where I'm going to end the stream here, guys. I just wanted to show off kind of the final beta version of this with the newer feet. Um, I'd really like some feedback on the bill of materials as well. If you find parts that are of high quality and cheaper than what I listed, let me know. Because definitely there could be some cheaper stuff. For the price on the bill of materials, I'm assuming you're going to buy a Voron, like an expensive bed, for like $115. You can save a lot of money on the bed, right? You can save a lot of money on CPAP. So I'm really curious on what people do for parts and things like that. So thanks so much for joining. And yeah, I'm really excited to see what people do. And I'm happy to make some open source stuff for all of you guys so that you can just tinker, mod, have fun building on the Discord. And I'm curious to see who will get the first serial number. Well, I obviously have serial number 0, but who gets serial number 1, I'm very curious. But thanks everyone for chatting and hanging out on this quick live stream. I'm going to start tinkering with Panda Mini now. So I want to see if I can get all of this stuff into a small Panda Mini version and go from there. But appreciate it. Check out the Discord and have fun. This is a fresh haircut for me. Usually my hair is not this short. But appreciate it, everybody. And yeah, send me some feedback on Discord. Either DM me or post it on the Panda channel. And we'll have some fun modding this and building it. And I'm going to start building my Dragon Burner version also at the same time. So have fun, guys. And I'll chat to you all on the Discord.